My name is Mo Spooner, and you're watching the After School special. I'm here with Elle Engel, someone who had a film in our After School special film festival. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about who you are?
Yeah, my name is Elle Engel. I'm a freshman currently in college at New York University for film and television, and I'm from Alaska. So I've spent some time at Alaska Teen Media as well. Just really wanted to bring something that I made and I was proud of back here. Well, I made it here, so it's not really bringing it back.
Mhm.
But just, I don't know, like embrace the place I came from and make sure that I am contributing to the atmosphere creatively here.
Mm-hmm. So the film that you had in the After School special was titled The Moon.
Yes.
After the song choice, because it is a music video, why don't you tell me, for those who haven't seen it, what's that film about?
Yeah, so the film is about these two girls that have presumably a romantic relationship. It's more implied. There's like one kiss, but basically they just have a close relationship with each other, and it's kind of this girl like grappling, getting over the fact that all these good memories are in the past and gone, and she has to move on with herself. I tend to refer to it as like an emotion-based music video.
Mm-hmm.
It's more abstract in its structure. It's not necessarily like, there is a story, but it's not necessarily linear. I think it's more just about the vibes and the emotion, and I'd like to think that it speaks for itself when it's played. So
Yeah, so more off of that, did the song more inspire the story, or did the story, you had the story in mind, it's like, this is the perfect song for that?
I think a little bit of both. The topic of the story itself is something that I've wanted to make art about for a long time, just in its vaguest form, just like a relationship moving on, kind of having that bittersweet feeling of like, is it better that this thing happened and now I'm dealing with the bad, or would I rather it not have happened at all? Kind of like, that's something that has just like creatively inspired me for a long time. But I found the song at around the same time that I was like getting that idea, and I just instantly, like, I heard it and I was instantly, one, this is like one of my new favorite songs, and two, just, it's a very cinematic sounding song, one of those ones, I'm sure you can relate to just like listening to music and then you have like a music video playing in your head. That was certainly one of the things for me. And for the most part, it was just kind of a like vibes-based production. I didn't go in with a shot list or a script or anything. I only had one shot for that film pre-planned out, and it was the Polaroids. That was an idea that I had for probably about a year at that point, and just really wanted to put it in something. But all the projects that I like, or was originally going to put it in, didn't end up panning out. So I was like finally like, yes, this is like perfect. I can use this.
When I found that song, I was like, oh, this makes such a good music video, but Elle's already doing that, so guess I can't. But yeah, tell me more about the actual process of getting that footage and working with the actors you were working with. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so the actors I worked with, Casey and Alice, they're two of my best friends, so it was a very fluid production. Most of the like shots of them together are just candid. We were hanging out, I had a camera. So it's just so nice to get that like such natural chemistry because it's real, you know? And I think that that really helped the atmosphere of what I was making and made it go a lot quicker, because I'm like, I don't have to sit here and direct them and like look close to each other or whatever, because they're just already, they're like good friends. And I mean, they're both actors. Like, they know how to turn that up into like the awkward early romance kind of vibe that I was going for. So I think that that really helped out a lot with it. Just like working with people who are like both on my creative wavelength and just on my wavelength as a person was super, super helpful. And I think a lot of it was just kind of touch and go. Like we were walking around, I was like, I kind of like feel like I have enough shots in this area. I don't feel like I have enough shots here.
Yeah.
But I'd say most of the actual like structuring and all that just came together in the edit. I just looked at how much I had of each thing and kind of like spaced it out as like equally as I could, because I ended up not having as much footage as I wanted, but like just barely. So I was able to stretch it out in a way that made it feel at least not repetitive.
Yeah.
Which was really the main thing I was going for. So I think that part worked out really, really well.
I'd agree. And you mentioned earlier about there being a scene where the two characters kiss.
Yeah.
Was that a real kiss?
It was not a real kiss. It is a stage kiss. So we had the like air freshener or whatever in the car, and they go in, and it's just a thumb in between.
So use the
Okay. So it's still very close, but
and then you were further like able to mask that with the air freshener in front.
I think it was like it was like an artful decision. I think like I'm sure they would have been fine if they actually kissed, but I'm like, whatever, like we don't need to.
Right.
And I don't know, like I felt like it almost gave it even more of like this, I don't want to say like forbidden love vibe, but it was very much like early stages, teenage relationship, you're kind of awkward about it. I think that kind of pushed forward the theme of it a little bit. It's like this like hidden, like the intimacy is like hidden, but they're both just like dancing around it, kind of. I felt like that really like helped the vibe that I was going for. I wasn't really like thinking about it when I made it, but it was one of those things you're just in production and you're like, this feels like it makes sense, and then you do it, and then later you're like, oh, that's why that makes sense. I feel like I have a lot of those moments, and that was one of them.
Yeah. Tell me more about the challenges you had with the production and just the whole process of this film.
I think the biggest problem I had was timing of the shoots, because I was crunching to get it in for the South High School Video Awards.
Which you won an award at.
I did win the Best Music Video Award.
Best Music Video, yeah.
But I was really crunching to get that in, because I was in a theater show at the time as well. So, and like finals were approaching. So it was just like senior year finals, like it's kind of a big thing. But just kind of crunching everything together, and being like, oh, I have like 2 or 3 hours with my actors on like these moments, and having none of it planned out, it was very much, it was more stressful to think about than it was to actually do. But I think we ended up making pretty good use of the time. But I remember like Casey, the actor who plays the girlfriend, so not the main character, but like the love interest, could only be with us the first day. So I had to like impromptu make like a second day of filming, go over with just Alice, and then film all the solo shots while we could. And it's just a lot of like having to work around the schedule. So maybe it's not like the most 100% like ideal way that it came out, but under the circumstances, it's like the best we could do.
Yeah. So are you happy with the final product? Does it like represent the initial image you had in your head?
Absolutely. I think a lot of the parts that I was initially imagining turned out better in the film than in my original image.
Nice.
It's one of those things when you have like the actual actors there and putting it in, then you kind of, it's really like an awesome like out of my hands moment. It's like, oh, I'm giving this thing that I've worked on to these people, and they're elevating it better than I ever could. And that's what's so awesome about working with, you know, good actors or good crew members. Is just you get to see these people elevate what you have thought about to something that you could have never even thought about. And my favorite shot in the entire thing was just a spur of the moment. Like, we're sitting there and I'm like, you know what would be really cool?
Yeah.
And I think that also just having that like creative environment around me of like being there with my friends and people that I creatively respect as well, I feel like we were very easy to like bounce ideas off each other.
Definitely.
And like, so my favorite shot, the one I was talking about, is the very beginning. It's just like a slow pan across the room. You see Alice sitting there playing guitar, which is actually the original guitar line from The Moon, because it starts out with a guitar line. They knew it on guitar.
Nice.
So I had them play it and tried to sync it up. But they're playing their guitar, and then it pans over to a mirror, and in the mirror is both of them. And I think that was my favorite shot. It's very like straightforward, symbolic, but it's also just it's nice when you get a shot that incorporates good camera work into the storytelling. I feel like that's one of the best parts about making a film.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, we were trying to make a one shot.
Yep.
And it's like, you don't need good camera work to make a good film, but when you're able to use that as like a language to elevate your story, it feels really, really satisfying when you can watch the final product.
It's like, we had worked on Charlie Grote's film.
Yeah.
And when we get like the shot,
You
it's
know
like,
it's the shot.
it's an incredible moment.
Yeah, it's just, it's a magical, like, you can see something and you look at it and you're like, I made that.
Yeah.
And
it looks awesome.
Yes, like that's like the best part about filmmaking, is just watching something come together and you're like, I made that. And especially at such a like small individual level, like I was literally all the behind the scenes. I was director, actor, writer, editor, everything. And being able to know that you can have your hands so much in something and then it can turn out so well, it's like the nicest, like warmest confidence boost. It's just an amazing experience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that. How did people respond to this film?
I got really, really nice responses to it. I mean, I got a lot of good like individual responses. Like I would show it to my friends, especially like I remember I finished the final edit and I had both the actors come to my house and we played it on a big TV, and it was a great moment. I loved it so much. I unfortunately wasn't able to go to either of the festivals that it played at, either this one or the South Video Awards, because I had conflicts. But I've heard really, really nice things. I heard multiple people cried to it, which is like, that's the highest praise you can get when you're making something emotional, I think. Just that it captures that like real resonant emotion in people.
Yeah.
And I think I got some like messages and stuff after, like, I loved it, thank you. Like, it was just amazing to know that something that I made was able to resonate with people on like a personal level, because that's really like, that's all you can ask for in art, really. But also just like I've been showing it to people. That's kind of like the thing I show people when I'm like, oh, this is a film that I've made, because I feel like it's very representative of like my style and what I want to do with things. And even in New York, where the competition is like so fierce, people still watch it and they're still like, that's beautiful. And it's really, really nice. Obviously, like, good reception isn't needed to make you feel good about a piece of art, but it's so nice, especially when something's so personal or so like grounded in reality, that you can know that other people perceive it that way. It's wonderful.
I love that. With one semester down at NYU and just your whole journey with filmmaking, is there anything you'd want to tell some people who might want to try to get into filmmaking, or maybe even potentially go to NYU one day?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just make what you love, which most cliche art advice ever, but really if you're passionate about something and you can find a way to concentrate like all of your love into it, then it'll come out the best. And I think just experimenting with like stories you want to tell, or think about things that are important to you. Like I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh, I don't know what to write because my life hasn't been interesting enough, and you're supposed to like write based on your experience or whatever. And that's something that I struggled with for a long time, is I kind of felt like I didn't have enough interesting things in my life to write about. But even just like if you have like a concept that's really interesting to you, like for me, for this film, it was just like relationships, or like another script I'm writing is just like the concept of time, and you can span that out into a way to tell that feels personable to you, feels real, but you're not necessarily limited by your own experiences. And I think that's the most important thing. Also, just in a general like production sense, don't neglect pre-production.
Oh yeah.
It sounds very like easy to just be like, oh, the writings is the most important, but I really think that like however good your final product is, it's like a pyramid. Like you have to make a foundation. Mm-hmm. Your next step can only be as good as your last step was. So I think that that's something, when I worked in like some film classes, even like film classes at the like collegiate level, mm-hmm. And it's like a high collegiate level, because that's like the film school. But there's still people that are just not like locked in enough to like the writing, to like the preparation, to that area of it, and you can really see it in the final product. Mm-hmm. And there's some stuff that's absolutely beautiful, but just like if the core ideas of what you're doing, if the writing, if the heart behind it doesn't hit, then your film won't hit.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the most important things. I think also it's like a little easy to get into the trap of like, I want to make something like objectively good. But I think it's better to just kind of make what calls to you, and then whatever like technical skills or anything comes way later. I think like you don't need to have a ton of camera experience or a ton of editing experience to make a good film. And that's all stuff that you can improve upon. Mm-hmm. But I think just embracing what creative spirit you have and making sure that your own voice is the one that gets through is the thing that will separate the good filmmakers from the great ones, and the ones who will make something that sticks with people. And if they want to get into it in the future, that's like the skill to have, you know?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. This was lovely, and we interviewed Elle Engel first before she got famous, okay?
Yeah, thank you. That was a lot of fun.